today's agenda. Welcome everybody to the mentorship check-in event. This event is basically the purpose of this event is to basically look back at the couple of months that we have passed since the mentorship program began. We look at our experiences, share our stories, what went well, what did not work, what worked, and also just share ideas, inspire and support each other as we move on with this mentorship journey. And also it's a good opportunity to meet each other, know who else is a part of this mentorship program, and know that you are a part of a growing and supportive community. Before we move on to the main event, we'll just start with a quick community warm up. So I hope you all are ready for a small icebreaker activity. What we're going to do is I'll be asking some quick questions, just 3 questions, and you're supposed to answer it as quickly as possible, no thinking at all. So, are we ready? Can I see some thumbs up?
And I just want to say, I think Gul needs to mute herself as well. Yeah.
Okay, great. So, the first question is, what happened? What was the last show or movie you really enjoyed?
Oh, I got this one.
I don't see any
Do
answers.
do do we write it or
You can
talk?
write it or you can say it out loud.
Okay, it's
Three
the
body
pits.
problem. Three
What's
body problem.
three
If
body
any,
problem?
yeah, if no one has watched it, watch it. Yeah, it's
Never
good.
watched it. Is it thriller or what? What
It's
genre?
sci-fi. It's sci-fi,
Okay,
but it's very good. It's good,
incidentally.
and it's
Wow, I've
based
never
off a
seen any of
Chinese.
these names.
It's the first Chinese sci-fi.
Okay, interesting. Okay, next question.
Oh,
Ready? What's one app or tool you can't live without? This will be interesting. Is it Slack? Is it WhatsApp? Is it TikTok? Or is it some training app? Notes. I agree. Structured Pro, iMessage,
calendar.
VS Code. I like that.
I think calendar for me.
Solitaire. Solitaire. Okay. All right. Quickly moving on to the next one. If you could instantly master any skill quickly, what would it be? Italian, German, coding, relaxing, relaxing. Okay. Patience, cooking, lose weight without exercising. I would add to that, eat a lot without gaining. Coding and relaxing, public speaking, not being anxious, cooking. Okay, all great answers from different perspectives, different aspects of our lives. So cool. I guess we can get started with our main agenda now. All right. Today we have this incredible panel of mentors, mentees, and leaders, and we are so excited to introduce them and have them here. Also, very thankful for them to agree to share their experiences. We have mentors and mentees from different format of mentorship, long-term, ad hoc mentorship, and study group as well. So I'll just give a quick intro of each one of them, and then we can have them share their experiences one by one. We will start with Eleonora Belova, who will speak about mentorship program and her experience as a former mentorship team lead. Eleonora Belova is a test automation engineer. She's also a leader at Women Coding Community, and she is a former mentorship team lead, and she has been very instrumental in shaping this mentorship program over the years. So thank you, Nora. And then in long-term mentorship track, we have the mentor and mentor Rajani Rao. She is a CTO, principal technologist, founder director of Women Coding Community, and the founder of Visionarizer. Along with her, we have her mentee, Busra CT. She's a product manager. For ad hoc mentorship, we have Wilson Adenuga, who is a software engineer, a mentor at Women Coding Community, and he's also a founder of Wilson's Digital Empowerment Program, Digital Empowerment Foundation. And along with him, we have his mentee from ad hoc mentorship, Jane Unkwar. She's a software engineer, and she'll be sharing her unique perspective about ad hoc mentorship session. And from study group, we have I believe, the highly engaged study group right now, which is the Lead Code study group. And we have the mentor of Lead Code study group, Lilia Rafikova. She's a software developer, a leader and mentor at Women Coding Community. And along with her, we have mentee and also volunteer at the community, Zaina Ahmed, who is a software developer. So thank you, everybody. Let's give them a warm welcome, and let's start hearing their stories and learn from them as well. So Nora, I hand over the virtual mic to you now.
Yeah, thank you very much. And hello, everyone. Thank you for this kind invitation. It's such a pleasure to reflect on what's been years. If we start from the very beginning, I first joined the mentorship program 4 years ago as a volunteer. I still remember this first intro session for mentorship cycle, and something just clicked inside me. I was inspired by how people connected and how this program actually can help to advance the career. And even before discovering this program, I was also involved in different kind of mentorship programs, sharing ideas and connecting with people. And I always valued this kind of communication, and I found it here. And back then, we were just 3 or 4 people. And I still remember Irina, as I remember correctly, Irina and another girl also coordinating this program. And we had no website, no structure, just a few Google Forms and a big vision. And one of the first big tasks Irina gave me, it was building a Python script to help match mentors and mentees based on preferences, skills, and career goals. And before it was messy, manual, and time-consuming. And then at the end, when we built this Python script, we just said, wow. And it taught us, our team, that how tech could actually help us. We are engineers, and we can help ourselves to make this program better and more faster and more efficient. And shortly after, I began coordinating this program, and it was the whole journey ahead of us. We were building everything from scratch, and we managed the logistic, creating resources like booklets, Notion templates, organizing events like this, and also icebreakers. We maintain conversation Slack channels as we do right now. And it was challenging at first. And what kept us going was 2 things, actually. The first one, that we believed that we could build this program, and it's meaningful one, and will help people to excel. And the second, we had a strong sense of team. I would say this way. I really, really enjoyed, and I hope also everyone, we all really enjoyed how we worked together in one team. And as I remember also, this mentorship program inspired, as I reflected before this meeting, and I understood that this mentorship program also inspired another initiative, building a real project where everyone could get a hands-on, and to include this experience in CV, or maybe it could help to get a job. And this was our mentorship website, and later community website, as we see it now on the GitHub pages. It came to life that time. And the idea was originally from Adriana. She wrote to me in Slack. And I still remember these times, early days, brainstorming ideas, sketching design in Figma, and just different kind of tools. And I remember how we built this platform from ground up and invite others to participate and contribute. And I now see that we still actively maintain it, even though we have another project like platform project. We still raise issues there. We still publish blogs. We still maintain our program. And we encourage participation. And I can see that people are joining because they need hands-on. And this was our dream, to be honest, to have this kind of collaboration. And it's also good not only for collaborators or people who want to get a hands-on experience, but also for leaders, for senior engineers who wants to mentor, who wants to review code, who wants to help, and they know this stuff. They know Java, they know Python, they know anything, or JavaScript. And this is kind of collaborative environment we wanted and we dreamed of from the start. And yeah, as if we take a look at this programming project or something that we built with the team, we also write documentation, right? And I'm very proud that we had a chance to compile everything, all the mistakes, all the successes, everything, starting from meetings, how we organized it, how we what kind of forms we created, what drawbacks, and how we can solve it. And yeah, we compiled everything, and now it's helping. And we still, I do think we still document each and every step. This is super important. And after 3 years of coordinating and volunteering, and now as part of mentorship cohort, I'm mentor and I'm mentee. I always have a mentor. Yeah, throughout all my career, I have a mentor, and I'm always trying to help. And it's been incredibly fulfilling. It's just two-way streets, as we say always, and I feel it. And this is also nice to see that we started from very, very small group, like 2, 3, 4 people. Now we have more people also helping with the website, helping with the organization, with all the logistics. And we now have 3 types of mentorship. It's ad hoc, long-term, study groups. Before that, we didn't have study groups. It was just long-term. Then we came up with the ad hoc, and now we have it on a regular basis. Every month we have it. Every month. This is incredible. And then study groups. We do it parallelly. So it's amazing. And I remember how at the start we had just 22 payers, mentor-mentee payers. Now we have 55, as I took from presentations. I hope it's actual, it's relevant information. But see how we grew. This is also amazing. So in parallel, we have many things, of course. So yeah, it's just a little bit of reflection, but I think we're already super big. And now we need, instead of one coordinator, we need 3 coordinators for ad hoc, for long-term, and for study groups. And inside we need separate teams. But this is good. I mean, I'm happy. I'm super happy to see how we going.
That's amazing. I mean, I knew that it was started from scratch, but to know all the details, it's just beautiful. And you're right that because I think I was reading recently that part of empathetic leadership is also making sure that what work you're doing is it's easy to pass it on to the next person, and that's where the importance of documentation comes in. And I had told you personally as well, the documentation that you made years back is still helping us a lot to figure things out when we get stuck, or if I'm a new person, what to do. And that's just amazing. So really incredible to hear all that.
Yeah,
um,
thank you very much.
Thank
Let's
you
go.
for sharing. Okay, so thank you, Nora, for sharing this incredible points about the evolution of our mentorship program, going from one person or 2 people handling the mentorship program to now 3 teams, kind of 3 teams handling it. Um, so now we will hear from long-term mentorship track, mentor Rajani and her mentee Busra. Rajni, I'd like to start with you. The question is, what has been your approach this year to support your mentee to achieve their goals? And have you done or learned anything new this year that you'd like to share with the other mentors?
Okay, thank you. Thank you again for the opportunity, and thank you everyone for being here. And if I have a hidden agenda here, it's to convert the mentees that I mentor to also pay it forward and become mentors themselves. And I am not pointing fingers. I know who it is, and you know who it is.
Name starts with Bushra.
Yeah, so I think for me, because I have a background of like 2 decades of experience in engineering, computing, and also almost a decade of mentoring. What I'm about to share is probably it might scare some of the mentees who want to turn mentors, but I'm sharing it anyway because if there's something that you can take from here, just take it. You know, mentor is not like there's no specific like, oh, you have to be like this, or there's nothing as such like a perfect mentor, because mentees are all different, and is at the end of it, you are there to like give them the space and support and get them going, right, and help them get unstuck and go and get their achieve their dreams. And I'm also a leaders who coach, trained coach. So I've been through coaching, formal coaching programs, and I switch between like the transformational coaching and executive coaching depending on whom I'm coaching, because I feel like the transformational coaching is very holistic, and this is why you said I'm founder of Vision Ariser, where I bring this holistic approach where I actually work with mentees to go a little bit deeper and then look at their what's the fundamental change that's required, what's the mindset change that's required, what's keeping them where they are, what's their self-limiting beliefs, and we go beyond the surface level goal achievement is there, but the first work you need to do is that work, right? Like both on cognitive, emotional, sensory, relation, whatever, right? And it's based off of neuroscience and cognitive behavioral therapy. So I work through with their belief systems. Like when I say belief systems, actually I'm not good at this, I'm not cut out for this. Imposter syndrome. These are all beliefs we put on ourselves, and we assume. And again, like the cognitive behavioral therapy is quite helpful because we tend to generalize. If one time we made a mistake, right? We just generalize and saying I'm no good because we failed once, and also trying to reframe failures as opportunities for the mentees. So I look at that, but it's again depends on who's my mentee, whether we need some transformation, and it's a blend of transformation and executive coaching. Sometimes, so executive coaching is we all as women. In some shape or form, right? We are leaders, right? We're leading families, we're leading home. Even as a junior engineer, we are expected to lead in some ways, right? So what I do is tailor my executive coaching to right from from junior engineers all the way, because there's leadership everywhere. And even if you do not have the role, leadership is about you being a leader. You're not, the role is of inconsequence, right? It gives you some agency, but most of it is basically how you lead yourself, how lead. So this is where the executive coaching comes into picture, where we're looking at communication, looking at like how do we handle conflicts. So because some mentees come and then say, right, I'm not able to like influence, my ideas get rejected. Even as an engineer, I'm talking about it, and there's power struggle. So then we try and look at credibility, authority. How do we build this? How can they learn how to influence? How can they sharpen their saw when it comes to the communication in a way that lands well but doesn't take off. And as women, we all raised to be people pleasing, really nice, the nice girl, and then it's to like literally say, hey, conflict is okay, and actually be okay with conflict. So this is where the executive coaching comes into a picture, and a little bit of executive presence and mindset as well. So if I were to summarize all of them in one sentence, right, it is about active listening. So as mentor, I go and I listen, and I look at beyond their words and beyond what they have to say. What is their blind spot? What is that they're trying to avoid? Are they trying to stay in the comfort zone? There's a lot, and I think active listening, the more you listen, their body language, when there's a shift of their energy, what happened, like when they're expressing something, you can feel there's some angst there. Or so it's about understanding where they're trying to say beyond. And sometimes I'll just give an example. I was coaching the senior leader, and she said she wanted a job close to her work because that would be the best for her family and herself. But I could tell from what she was saying is that she was afraid to go outside her comfort zone to take the other job where it's a new place and a new atmosphere, and she will be challenged. And it was a better role in many perspectives. So just like understanding that and exploring that conversation with them, because sometimes, right, like we all humans are meaning making machines. We love to give like excuses and convince ourselves that why it is not possible. So it's actually to go beyond that, because some things are truly excuses and some things you can go beyond. So actually, I'd say as mentors, I think active listening, and I'm still learning how to do active listening and shut up, most of the times, and do that active listening and look and help them out. And my style, I like, because everyone knows how to solve their problems. Yeah, so they know their situation better than I can advise. So I actually try and flip. So through questions, I get them to look inwards and arrive at a solution themselves. And when they arrive at a solution, they're more, they're more sold on that solution, and they will like willing to follow through. So, and you get all sorts of people, depending on their situation. I've seen some mentees who are like just join as interns and they've got promoted within a year of me mentoring. And there are some who've had like radical transformation in like 3 sessions. So it's a combination. It's a combination of who you get at the other end, but it's about giving that space, not being judgmental, and just listening beyond words. And sometimes you've got to also not be just nice. Like having that empathy is great, but sometimes you also have to take the courage to actually say, and pull them out of their comfort zone, and actually say something very directly, even if it's I mean, of course it has to land well, but some things have to be direct rather than beat about the bush, just directly convey. But that's my style and that's how I work. And I also take feedback from the mentees, like, hey, what's going well, how can we make this better? And so that 360-degree feedback is always required to see how it should work for both of them. And I think the first meeting that with my mentee, we establish how we want to run the session. And sometimes I'm not for all my mentees, right? So and I give them the option after the first session, if you'd like to work with me, this is how this is the way we roll. And it gives them the option whether they want to come back. So I think I want to end with Busra here, who is my mentee. Busra is fantastic. She might not agree, but she's fantastic. She's brilliant, and she's a perfectionist, how we all raised to be, right? So it's so the first time I met her, she was super critical of herself, and I felt like she saw herself in that negative light where. And I was sat there and I was like, oh my God, she's impressive. Like, she is incredible. But, the impression she had about herself was like pretty, like we all do, right? Like self-critical. So it's about like just talking to her about where she is and her achievements, and giving her a little bit of encouragement, and actually just being with her, giving that space for her to vent and see for herself. Like, okay, if you were advising your friend, what would you advise, right? If your friend was in this situation, what would you say? And then put that reflection back on herself, so she can see that she was amazing. And it was interesting that even that was a little difficult, but I must say that after 3 weeks, I was surprised like how she turned up. We have a blog about her in Women Coding Community, by the way. She's an amazing, she's amazing. She's got amazing writing skills, and she turned up with so much energy, incredible. And I was super, super proud, and I'm so glad that 3 sessions don't mean, but this is the impact. Like, I don't need to be anybody to mentor, but the very fact that I can see how brilliant she is what I do in my mentorship sessions. So all I'm trying to say is, you can all pay it forward. If you're mentees sitting on the fence, you can all become mentors and pay it forward. All you need to do is active listening, and just give them the space and have that empathy. And with a little bit of encouragement and getting them to see where they are, I think we all can transform people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rajani. Really, really amazing and exciting to hear about Busra's mentorship journey and how she has transformed. And we'd like to hear more from you, Busra.
Yeah. Well, hi everyone. My name is Bushra, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share my mentorship journey so far. Rajani, I don't know what to say. I'm very embarrassed, but like, thank you so much. You have literally changed my life, obviously. I'm gonna go deeper into that. So a little info about my background. So that you know where I'm coming from. I don't have a CS degree. I don't have any technical background. I have been in tech for 10 years, but not as a developer. But in my free time for the last 6-7 years, I have been learning C# and Unity. It's a game engine, and I have been making mobile games on my own. But I have never, this is maybe a little bit different from most of the community here. I'm not seeking a job as a developer. I develop because I love doing it, but it doesn't mean I want to be I want to be bad at it, right? Just because I'm doing it for myself. And even though I have some experience with development, I knew that I had some pretty fundamental knowledge gaps and I wanted to fill them. But when you don't know what you don't know, it's very hard. So that was the primary reason why I wanted to have a mentor for the first time in my life, an official mentorship program. So in our first session, I explained all this and more to Rajani, and she really like surgically found out immediately, said that, okay, it's data structures and algorithms. That's what you're missing. Like if you fill that up, you're going to feel much more comfortable about yourself, about your technical knowledge. And that was, it's spoiler, it was very correct. But more than that, what's I think even more impressive, that she actually, as she told just a few minutes ago, that she saw that I was beating myself up pretty much about everything. She told me that, like, Bushra, it means a lot that you have things that you have built so far. And she helped me find out my negative thinking patterns and then exchange them with positive ones. She actually told me that for every negative thought that you have, you should come up with like 3 positive ones. And it's a journey, right? It's not something that happens overnight. It's not a light switch moment, though I've had those throughout this mentorship. She highly suggested that I look at myself from outside, as a friend, as someone I know. Like, what would I think about what they have done so far? So I ended up listening her advice in all her advices, and I completed Harvard's CS50 course, which is free, and I recommend anyone who's interested in computer science. It's, I think, amazing. And I also did another data structures and algorithms course on Coursera. And now I already feel much more comfortable with my technical knowledge. But I think what's much more important is that I feel more comfortable with what I have done. I feel more proud of myself. And it's all thanks to my amazing mentor, Rajani. She's really amazing. Like if you haven't met her, if you haven't been her mentee, I highly recommend her. So she has provided me an objective outside perspective that is also knows what she is talking about, right? So when your parents, your spouse, your friends, whoever, people around you tell you something, you are easy to dismiss them. They are probably correct. Like if they say you are amazing, they are right. But it's, for me at least, and I think you would know what I'm talking about, it's very easy to dismiss them and think that, oh, they're just saying that because, you know, they're my friends, they're my family, my husband, whatever. But when your mentor says those things about you, it's like, why would she lie to me? So it sits with you, and that was really, really great. We have had 4 sessions so far, and I can absolutely say that this has been much more than I expected, far exceeded my expectations. It really created a mental shift in me. I now like recognize the things I've done. I can look back and see the things that I have done instead of always looking ahead to the next thing that I want to do. I don't know, stressing about like, oh, but I don't know this, I can't learn Swift, like, how am I going to do this, how am I going to do that? She gave me, you know, confidence, and I feel much comfortable with the fact that I don't know everything, but I can still build the things that I want with the things that I know, or I can learn more. So overall, this has been an amazing journey for me. We still have half more to go, and I'm really looking forward to it. And that's all from my side. And thank you for listening.
Thank you, Busra. It's really amazing to hear from you, and very exciting to hear about how you transformed and kind of try to build in the gap and the changes that you brought. And I think it also depends like on the mentee and when the mentor guides you, but also how I think it's also driven by the mentee because it's depends on how well they act on the guidance that has been given. And I think you have been amazing, and we're eager to see what we'll hear next from you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so now, before we move on to the ad hoc mentorship, I'll just quickly read some feedback from the mentees who couldn't make to the event. Nora's mentees, Purnima and Hannah. So Purnima is shared. I'm just trying to summarize it quickly. Purnima says that Nora's guidance has helped her a lot with interview preparation, and Nora's always available for any time for her weekly sessions, very flexible with the schedule, and her consistent availability and her resources that she's been sharing, either blogs, articles, or courses, have contributed greatly for her interview preparation. So she's really thankful for the mentorship. And as far as the other mentee, Hannah, has also shared her review. It's kind of a long review, but I'll just try to just read the highlights from there. Just a moment, sorry. Yeah, so she's saying, Hannah says that mentorship program has been a real springboard for her professional development, starting from when she's joined. She had just completed a QA course and she had the opportunity to volunteer on some small projects. And Nora worked with her one-on-one on, at very detailed level, building tests, etc. And together they did a lot of combined self-study on selected topics, regular discussion. So there was a lot of detailed one-on-one mentoring. She says that for anyone just starting a mentorship program, she has a few suggestions. First, block out dedicated time, put it in your calendar. It helps you stay on track, and even when life gets in the way. If you're unsure where to begin, talk to your mentor about your goals, interests, or difficulties. If you're not confident with your knowledge, have open conversations about what you do and don't know. Often in the informal chat, a mentor can spot where you're struggling or unsure and give you direction. These sessions are not about testing or grading. They are a space for support, and I truly felt that. So that's very, I hope as a mentee, I think that for me especially, I find it helpful. So thank you. Thanks to Purnima and thanks to Hannah for that. So our next track is the ad hoc mentorship track, and we have mentor Wilson Adenuga. Wilson, I will have the same question for you. What has been your approach this year to support your mentees' goals, and have you done or learned anything different that you could share with other mentors?
Hi. What have I done differently? So I think for me, what has worked for me with my mentees was trying to understand them initially. Like, once we join the conversation or the call, the first thing I try to do is I get to introduce myself and ask them to introduce themselves, just to get understanding. I mean, because when you fill the form, you write some things down. Oh, this is why, the purpose of the session and all of that. But I try to get to see the emotions and everything. Not just reading in a book or something, or where they feel it. Try to get them to speak about the experience, where they are, what they want to achieve from this session, so I can get much more clear understanding of why it is they booked the session. Because I mean, ad hoc is like sometimes one. So I get understanding. Okay, this is why you booked the session. That would help me understand how I can help you better, right? So that's like the first thing I always do. We get introduced. I get asked questions. Why have you booked this session? Is it to improve? Is it to learn new skills? Is it to get a new job? Is it to learn a new language? Prepare for an interview or whatever. So I get to ask questions, introduce ourselves. So that's like the first thing I always do when I join a session or when I'm booked, or first thing I do on the call basically. Then from there, I'm able to speak and advise based on where I think they are, what I think they should do to achieve their goal. So that's like my approach generally. And sometimes, oh, I've been in situations like that where they are currently, right? So sometimes it helps to say, oh, give examples and speak on how I was able to move from where I was or achieve what I wanted to achieve. Say, for instance, I had a mentorship session, adult mentorship with someone who was always attending boot camps, right? So they attend this boot camp, they're waiting on the next boot camp. So I'm like, so after the boot camp, what next? You're just waiting for the next boot camp, or you're watching this tutorial. You're not building anything with what you've learned. You're not trying to improve on what you've learned. You just watching this tutorial. The next time you're watching the next tutorial, what have you done with what you've learned? What have you built? What have you written about what you've learned? So I'm able to suggest approaches that would work for them. Say, for me, what has worked, and I think what you should do is structured based learning. You learn something, you build with it, right? It sticks more. You learn something new, you write about it, it sticks more. That way, structured based learning, consistency. um Bootcamp is never going to teach you everything you know. They're always going to give you the basic thing, basic knowledge. So it's left to you to improve on what you've learned. Don't just wait for the next bootcamp. Just look for the next course that you would study or you would watch. Learning concepts. It doesn't matter if someone has built, if everyone has built like a to-do application. If you learn a new concept, build your to-do application. It sticks more that way, right? So based on the initial conversations where they have what they're trying to achieve, I'm able to advise. So that's like generally my approach. I don't just jump into speaking and speaking. I try to understand where they're coming from, what they're trying to achieve, and what I think the next steps are for them. So that's kind of my approach, I'd say.
Great. Yeah, it compared to long term you have several opportunities and it's kind of a gradual direction that you could give. But with ad hoc, I see that it can be challenging because you just have that one session to hear and to make a difference. And I think it's just amazing how that 1 hour can make such a huge difference because I've had a session myself last year and it did have an impact. So really great hearing from you, Wilson. Thank you so much.
Mm.
Now we'd like to hear from Jane Nkwar, the ad hoc mentorship mentee of Wilson. Jane, are you there? I think I saw Jane in the list of today's attendees.
Yes, I am.
Hi, Jane. Yes, we're ready to hear from you.
Can you hear me?
So,
I'm,
Jane, my question to
yes, I'm
you
here.
is, could you share what change this ad hoc mentorship brought for you as a mentee?
Yes, I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes, we can.
Okay, okay, nice. So, um, the hard work mentorship section I had with Mr. Wilson was the first I had with WCC. That is about 2 weeks ago, and currently I am in an entry level role as a front end developer for a startup. So he, in a way, during the mentorship section, I've always had, like, I had to share some of my challenges and difficulties as a junior developer. So which was like building projects, being employable, and just kind of standing out. So those were the challenges, the major challenges I shared with Wilson during the mentorship section we had. So he also gave me a few, like I will not call them, they are tips, but they go beyond just tips, you understand. So he gave me like resources. I remember he's sending me like a YouTube link of a developer or of a YouTuber that is just building projects along the lines of my interests and the things I wanted to work on. And then between the mentorship section, that was on the 25th of June, that was last month here. So he one of the major advices he gave me was having teams or getting into like or becoming making teams with other developers, maybe front-end developers, back-end developers, and just building projects with them, so that in a way helps me. I learn. I also have projects that I can also put into my CV. So I've been able to also establish, like I will not say I established them, but I joined two different teams where we are currently working on two different projects. So it's helping me learn and everything. And then one of the other lessons he gave me was that, okay, you should not just, as he said just a few minutes ago, was being stuck in like some kind of tutorial hell, and you're just watching tutorials and you are not benefiting, you are not building any projects, your skills are not improving. So he was of the essence that, okay, have like a kind of structured breakdown of everything you are interested in and everything you want to learn, then create like a roadmap from those concepts or those advanced concepts that you are interested in learning. So just follow that roadmap, so that it gives you kind of have everything in one picture, but it also gives you a kind of flexibility to learn those things, so that you are not just overwhelmed just looking at all the topics at the same time. But at least with a roadmap, you are able to, it's kind of like a divide and conquer kind of method. Okay, you have this concepts for this week, you learn it, you pour in part into it, and then you get it, and then you are on to something else. So those were the kind of the tips that really stood out for me as somebody that is like a junior developer and has just like truly started her career in the industry and everything. So I've just started applying, or I already currently apply those tips currently on structured learning, project-based learning concepts that I'm not really familiar with, things that will make me employable. So those are the things I've focused on, and it has really been helping me. Like I've started seeing my weaknesses and those things which I've been scared to kind of conquer and work at. I've started working onto them. Like I've started working with them. So yes, that is it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. That was just lovely. I mean, that's what I was talking about. Just one session can make a huge difference, give you clarity and give you direction. So, Jane, thank you so much for sharing about it. And I think I would just like to say that we would love to see you sharing about your projects, anything that you work on later. And please feel free to reach out if you need any further direction, even if it's not through an ad hoc session. Feel free to reach out on Slack channel if you need any guidance. I think the leaders and mentors would be happy to support. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
Okay,
you. Thank you.
thank you. So moving on to the study group, we have Lilia Rafikova. Lilia, we would like to know, as a mentor in a study group setting, what's something you have learned about guiding multiple mentees at once, and what did you feel has been most rewarding to you?
Yeah. Just about this. Okay. So you mean what I learned so far from leading the group? Because I was thinking about how we was working, how we found this.
Feel free to speak anything that you would like to share that would help everyone.
Yeah, so Zaina, by the way, she's not really just mentee. She's from the team who is founded this bootcamp course. lead code course. So behind there is six people. So it is a huge team actually, and we started like 2 months ago. Before we started in the beginning of the April. So yeah, there's a huge amount of work behind with all these amazing girls. We did we was working on the defining the agenda. What we were brainstorming how we want to help this bootcamp, whether it's patterns or something, because there is a huge amount of materials. We even did some rehearsal session beforehand. It was intended made ahead to understand if mentees will actually understand the way how we are presenting material. So yeah, this is what I learned so far. I started learn from the April starting, mainly from Irina. I learned a lot from organizing these events. This is what I learned. Because we came with the same idea almost at the same time, Irina and me, that we need this bootcamp lead code. I was thinking about different formats. She was thinking about to make it as a 12 weeks. So, and which is I'm glad I agree about the format, and we started working on this. I learned a lot from Irina, because it's very important. I had to understand who will attend bootcamp, because when you know your mentees who will come, you can plan how to define the materials. So we made ahead form with polling. We knew who will join us. Also, we did this rehearsal. We did brainstorming how is better to define the format for a study group, because we understand that if people won't understand, they won't leverage from this session anything, and they won't come after first or the second session. So now, from now on, apparently we are reviewing some feedbacks, which is appreciated from the mentees, some real-time feedbacks during the session, some feedbacks on the Slack, feedbacks on the mentee, on the meetup. So yeah, I learned a lot. I mean, from organizing this, how to organize it better. From this, obviously, what I like from why I like also working with study groups or being a mentor, because I learn a lot from mentees as well. They're asking a lot of questions, and I like when they are asking a lot of questions. I encourage them asking a lot of questions because that's how I also learn. They're asking me, and I'm trying to explain them. And the more I'm explaining them, the more I'm learning. The same things, during my mentorship, when I was a mentor and I was doing one-to-one session, it was always about mutual learning. I remember one mentee, she's come to me, it was just one time. She came for advice after she graduated university, her uni, and she asked me, "Hey, there is a job without salary. Should I take it, or I should do my project on my own?" I can't imagine myself 10 years ago that I will probably agree about this job without payment, just to put it on the CV. But she was very brave, just to take, just to say why I would do some projects for free. I will better do my my own project and put this on my CV. So this is courage, bravery, which is I also learned from my mentees, a lot of things. And it was always like a very mutual learning during the study groups, during the mentoring. So yeah, Zaina, please chime in. You are not really mentee. You are a huge part of our team. So
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, can you guys hear me okay?
yes.
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Um, I I really appreciate that, Lilia, but I think uh her brain and her talent and like her intelligence is it every day I'm in awe of her because she has basically constructed this entire course that you would probably see on something on a site that I can imagine someone would charge quite a lot of money for. And the fact that someone has dedicated this much time, not just this much time, but she's at such a senior level. I can't imagine how busy her job is in general. Like she works at AWS. Like the fact that she did that alongside of this, and is for free, making it accessible to people like me really needs to be celebrated. And I think also you all have played a really big part in curating that space that's allowed her to make this for other people. So being able to attend this, not just helping her out, which it's very small in comparison to what she does, but also attending as a student has been like career changing. I mean, she doesn't know this, but I got a new role recently, and that's 100% down to this course. I wouldn't have had the confidence to take that leap. And yeah, I mean, I have nothing but amazing things to say about Lilia and the Leak Code study group. And I'm just so excited to see where it goes from here.
Congratulations, first of all, and thank
Yeah.
you, both of you. I know like study group can be kind of challenging. There might because people come from different levels and they, we all learn at different speeds. So, but still, I have seen the engagement that Lead Code study group and some other study groups are driving, and it's been amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences, Lilia and Zaina. Now I know we're running late, but please excuse us. I just did not want to block any sharing of any experiences, because of time. So moving ahead, before we open the floor for any questions or sharing, just a quick, very nice message from one of our mentors of robotics, Sebastian Castro, who couldn't make it. But just to quickly summarize his sharing the reason why he joined this community is because whenever he wanted to help or support people, it was mostly male, and he was looking for more diverse group to support and mentor, and that's how he found women coding community, and he decided to join here as a mentor. And since there was a lot of demand for robotics, he also enrolled or referred two more mentors, Griswold Brooks and Tiffany Capillari. He shared some amazing milestones of his mentees here, which probably we'll share through a different medium, considering we're running a little bit late. But I'm happy to share the tips he has here for mentees. He's saying you don't need to have everything figured out from the start. Use mentorship to discover your path, refine your goals, and work toward milestone together. For mentors, he wants to share, help your mentees feel less overwhelmed, share your problem solving process, normalize the learning curves, and remind them that career decisions are always flexible and evolving. So I think those are some very good tips. There's a longer message which we'll try to share later through Slack or some other media. And then just quick updates of what's coming up in the mentorship program next. In September, we'll have another check-in event, but this is going to be a no slides, super casual, just walk in and share and ask questions so that mentees are encouraged to come and speak and ask questions and ask for support as well as mentors. In October, we'll be requesting feedback from everybody about the mentorship program, and November is where we'll be having a wind up and closure as a final milestone of the mentorship program. So moving on, just request to stay connected with the community, ask and reach out for support if needed, and make sure you log in the long-term mentorship sessions because it's mandatory for receiving certificates of mentorship. And now the floor is open. Feel free to ask questions or share any of your experiences. Yeah, If anybody would like to ask anything or share anything, please feel free to do so.
If there are any mentees or mentors who would like to come and share something, that would be lovely.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, yes.
Um, I am a mentee, and I'm so sorry that I forgot to fill the form about feedback. I just checked my email now, and I see, oh, I received the form, but um, because I didn't have enough time, I forgot.
No problem at all. You can share it now.
Yes, sorry. My mentor is Rajani, and I want to say thank you for all of the session we had, and still we will have. And she's helping me about confidence. Like for example, when I could get a job, I couldn't make a post on LinkedIn, and she forced me that you will make a post and announce it on the LinkedIn before next session, and I did it. And yeah, she always encouraged me uh, to think positive. The exactly feedback that she said to Bushra, that write 3 things about yourself, 3 good things to think about yourself good and build confidence and sometimes self-esteem as well. Yeah, and just I wanted to share that.
I'm super proud that Farzana has come online, turned it on, and actually spoke it. Well, way to go, Farzana, way to go.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Farzana. I am Rajani's mentee as well, and I can resonate with so many things that you as well as Busra shared. Maybe I'll get an opportunity to share my experience sometime later, but right now we would love to hear from anybody else who would like to share or even ask questions related to mentorship, whether you are a member of the community or not. Yes, Rachel.
Yeah, I'll just share that I have Ramona as my mentor, and I'm currently looking for work full time. And what I decided with her is I really just wanted to work on projects, and it's been a great opportunity to start working on an app. So I'm building like a calendar app, and I completed an MVP uh, project for an organization called
Wow.
Chingu. And so like I've joined a team this week, and we're building another project. So I'll have at least like 2, if not maybe 3 projects to add to my portfolio. And just the mentorship space has been nice to actually have a break from looking for work and talking about job interviews and stuff, and really just build things. So that's just been great.
That's so great to hear. Well, congratulations, Rachel. I can understand for someone who doesn't know how to build apps, I can kind of understand or how exciting it might be, or probably imagine.
Yeah, it's been fun. Like I'm not working with my mentor all the time, but having those check-ins allows me to care about it. And I've had like some evenings where I just code, and I just really love it. And I'm like finding a passion for something that also is kind of challenging as I'm interviewing for jobs and stuff.
Great, great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Is anybody else wanting to share something? Please go ahead. Um, Okay, so if we don't have any further questions, I would like to conclude this session by just saying thank you, and feel free to reach out if there is any questions or anything that you would like to share.